Welcome to our class. Today in our class we will continue the chapter exogenetic process and resultant landform. Today our topic is courses of river and their landform. Okay. So before that, please everybody subscribe my channel. Okay. So let's start. First, all of you know that river have ideal river have three courses. What are they? Like number one, upper course, middle course and lower course. In upper course, middle course and lower course, they make different kind of landform with the river speed, with the river eroded materials. Okay. So first of all, we will discuss about the upper course and the erosional landform. Okay. First of all, number one, that is the V-shaped valley. Before that they make I-shaped valley. So after that they make V-shaped valley. So V-shaped valley, what is that? In the mountain regions, the river flow very fast and the steep slope and wherever the loads, this active down cutting produce the deep narrow V-shaped valley. And the lateral corrections or the side cutting is you cannot see the prominent in the upper course. Okay, so this is the V-shaped. After when the I-shaped valley is formed, after the second step, then the V-shaped valley are formed. Okay, I-shaped valley means the totally down cutting, and the shape is total I-shaped valley, and the steep narrows, both side is the steep narrow of the river cliff, and that's why this is known as I-shaped valley. After that you can see the V-shaped valley. Okay, next one, the interlocking spar. You can see the picture, you can easily understood what is interlocking spar. In the mountain regions or in the upper course, the river twist and turn and around the obstacles of the hard rocks on the concave banks of the bend, and this ultimate course of the spur which lie just alternate on each other of the river. You can see the river to interlock. You can see the first part, the river from the far away, then you can see the river interlocked, like the river blocked, but not this obstacles, then again the river flow, then again block. You can see the river again that cutting down the obstacles and then moving forwards. Okay, the undercut concaves often stand up as the river cliff, and high cliff often interlock each other, and the winding course cannot be seen far. So that's why this is you can see as the interlocking spar. Okay, so this is known as interlocking spars. Next, we will discuss about the gorge. What is gorge? When the river flow over a very resistant rock, the valley become deep and narrow with the almost vertical side and instant down cutting produce gorge. And the river, as example, you can see the river Indus has a deep gorge in the Kashmir, the regions of Himalaya. Okay. Next one is the canyon. What is canyon? After gorge formations, a canyon is formed when the gorge becomes again very narrow and deep due to the huge cutting vertical erosions and the steep side I-shaped valley is now, I told you, I-shaped valley is formed, and the canyons are usually formed in the area where there is a scanty of rainfalls in the arid regions. Like as example, you can see the Colorado River has a deep canyon in the Colorado Plateau. Okay, and USA called Grand Canyon. Okay, and you know the Grand Canyon is the world's largest canyon. And in India, Krishna River has a deep canyon near Mahabaleshwar. So this is all about gorge. This is gorge and this is canyon. You can see the picture. Okay. Next one, we will discuss about rapid. What is that? In a mountain course, when there is a river, frequent change the slope, high slope, low slope, and the hard rock, soft rock. You know that hard rock easily eroded, but soft rock had the resistance power. So that's why when the soft rocks are eroded, rather than the hard rocks are stand up as a outcrop on the way of the river. So these harder rock or the outer crop as they causes the river jump Okay, river jump across the forming in their way rapid. Okay, when there is a series of rapids are there, that is known as a series of rapids are known as cataracts. As an example, you can see the river Nile has 6 cataracts. This is the picture. You can see here the hard rock and soft. This is soft rock, then again hard rock, then soft rock, then hard rock. You can see the hard rock have resistance power, that's why it had a great height, but the soft rock doesn't have resistance power and it is eroded easily. So you can see this is lower rather than the hard rock. So when the river move in this region, the river just just rapid way, or you can see jump in one portions to another portion. So this is known as rapid. And here as a original picture, you can see the rapid formations where you can do the river rifting. Okay. Next, we will discuss about the waterfalls. This is very important. In our next page, I will show you one wonderful video about this. So, waterfall, what is that? When a river water flows suddenly from a certain height along a vertical or very steep slope, it is known as waterfalls. Waterfalls are mainly found in the mountain regions, but there are the few conditions where you can see the waterfalls. Like number 1, hard rock lies over a soft rock. In that place, rocks are eroded away rapidly. Number 2, when a hard rock lies vertically across the river. Number 3, when there is any fault line or the step you can see across the river, that time you can see waterfalls. And when a river jump down the edges of the plateau, and when there is a glaciatic region, tributary stream reach the main U-shaped valley below the waterfalls, in that regions you also can see the waterfalls. As an example, the Niagara Falls in North America is the famous waterfalls in the world, and in India, the Narmada Falls at Jabalpur on marble rocks present a beautiful sceneries. Okay, in waterfalls they make another important landform, that is known as the plunge pool. How it is formed? The river fall with the great force is usually wear away all the soft rock from that the lower place. So they make another important landform, that is known as plunge pool. I will show the picture in the next page. Here you can see the hard rock, you can see the hard rock, you can see the soft rock, you can see the plunge pool. Now see the video. This is the hard rock, and this is the soft rock. The brown color is soft rock and the gray color is hard rock. Hard rock have resistant power, the soft rock doesn't. So soft rock easily eroded. Okay. Easily eroded and they go back, and that time the hard rocks collapses. Plunge pool you can see here. When there is undercut soft layer, the hard rock collapses. So, yes, so this is all about the waterfalls. Okay. Next page we will discuss about the potholes. What is that? When the river move swiftly, round holes are created of the corrosions on the bedrock on which they flow. And potholes means, you know, that the river carry lots of boulders, rock with them, and you know it's have a weight, so it cannot flow with the water, so that cannot float on the water because it have weight. So that's why it you can see it carry the lower portions of the river. That time that rock, when it is eroded, with it is frictions with the river bed, they make a small hole on the into the river bed, and that is known as the potholes. Okay, next one is the middle course. We already discussed the upper course, all the landform. Now here we discuss about the middle course landform. First of all, we will discuss about the alluvial fan. What is that? As the river descended from the mountain to enter into the plain regions, the obviously the speed decreases, and also the carrying capacities also decreases. So the river trained to drop its load of sand, gravel, stone, each and everything into the foots of the mountain. In that case, the load of the spread out all in a foothills of regions, just like the fan shape. I will show you the picture in our next page. So this is known as alluvial fans. A series of alluvial fans, when they merge, they create alluvial plains regions. And important example, remember this one, the Weber plains at the Himalayan foothills regions is an ideal example of the alluvial fans. As the river descended down the mountain, it reaches the plain, and lateral corrections and the vertical winding replace the vertical corrections. Okay. See, this picture is called the potholes. You can see this is hole of the river bed. This is known as potholes. And here this picture from the mountain regions, all the materials deposited in the foothills regions of the mountain, the sandstones, the gravels, alluvial, each and everything. So this is just fan shaped valley. You can see the fan shaped plain. Okay. This is known as the fan shaped plain. Okay. Next we will discuss about the meander. What is that? When huge volume of water load makes the river flow slowly in the plain regions, more of the river flowing under the gravity cannot take a straight path, so they are just winding courses soon developed on the river swing from one side to the another side in a loop forming meander. This name after the meanders in the Asian Minor, and the river flow in the winding channels. The outer bank of the channel is hit by the river water and eroded into the steep river cliff, and the river water along with the eroded debris they deposited and pile up on the inner bank due to the centrifugal force. So the eroded debris get deposited in the inner bank and forming a gentle slip of slope. Okay, you can see the picture now. This is the totally meander, the river meander formations you can see, and from this you can easily understood that how the oxbow lake form. In our next page we will discuss about the oxbow lake. Here you can easily understood that how, when the meander happened in the lower coast due to the huge amount of the depositional material, eroded materials with them, and also the lower coast they doesn't have the speed, so that's why they make this kind of landform. Okay, you can see, and when these two joined and then again blow in a straight line, they formed this kind of shape, this oxbow lakes. In our next page we will discuss about that oxbow lake. Okay, here the oxbow lake, when the continued process of erosions of the outer concave bank and depositions on the inner concave banks causes the meander to be more prominent, and the outer bank get eroded so rapidly that it is assumed almost a circular shape. I already show you. So at one stage only a narrow neck of the land separated the two concave outer bank. So the river then cut through the narrow neck of the land between the two banks and flows straight. And the big loop is cut off and then form the river channel due to the heavy depositions. And this abundant bend of the river remains there as a lake. Okay, which look like a horseshoe or the oxbow, and is known as the Oxshoo's Lake or the Oxbow Lake. As an example, the floodplains of the Ganga and the Huanghe they make oxbow on them. Just see the picture. This is the Oxbow Lake when they this cutting joint and they make this land separate lake. This is known as the Oxbow Lake, and then the river again move straightly. Okay, here the proper example, you can see the river now flowing straight, and here the separate landform is formed when the meanders two bend join together. They make this Oxbow Lake. Now here we will discuss about the floodplain. In the lower course of the river, the heavy depositions of sand, silt, stone, etc. take place on the riverbed, and the channel becomes shallow. In the rainy seasons, when the flood occur and widespread depositions of the alluvial take place, this gradually fill up the low-lying areas, both the bank of the rivers, and build up plains. These are called floodplains. Okay, mainly in the river side you can see the floodplain. I will show you the picture. They are also developed along the middle and the lower course of the Ganga, Huanghe, Yangtze Kiang, and the others main rivers. These floodplains are very fertile, and because of very fertile they easily grow crops. So that's why here you can see the very densely populated and the well developed network transportations. Okay, next one is the natural leaves. Okay, on the lower course of a river, active depositional takes place along a bank of a river, old river. When it is in flood, after a long period of such depositions, in the river banks are raised. In the both side you can see the easily formations of the natural both side natural bridge you can see. Okay, these raised bank of the river are known as the natural leaves. Sometimes the flood water break through these natural leaves, and the water are flow throughout the river areas. That time the devastating flood happened. Natural leaves are along the lower course of the great river like the Ganga, the Huanghe, Yangtze Ki rivers. To minimize the risks of the flood, artificial embankment are sometimes erected on the natural leaves. Here you can see the floodplain regions total, and here you can see the formations of the natural leaves. This is the most prominent example in the both side. This is the totally floodplain regions, and here this point is known as natural leaves. Okay, okay, today we discuss about only the upper course and the middle course landform. I hope all of you understood. If you have any problem, please let me know in the comment below, and if you understood properly then it's okay, and if you not, then please comment me. I will again explain it to you. Okay, and if you like it, please press the like button, and please subscribe my channel. Thank you.